Hi, this is Lindy. I am going to talk about star ratings today. Controversial subject to some people, I know. For myself, I find star ratings helpful just to make it easier for me when I'm trying to remember the 20 or 30 books that I read every month. What were my immediate reactions to it? Kind of summing it up. I know it's subjective, but I do have criteria, so I thought I would explain that. For books that I give 4 or 5 stars to, these are books that have they have what I'm looking for. They've got originality in their voice, in their content, in their use of language. I'm fussy about language. I want precise, striking, vivid language. I'm always looking for that. And I also want believable characters who act in ways that are realistic to whatever situation the author is throwing at them, and also that they change and grow through the course of the novel or the short story. I want a strong sense of place, unless there's a particular reason, and I can tell that there's a reason that the author is not giving us that, like if it's intended to be timeless or could take place anywhere. Sometimes, like, the author is they're purposefully trying to convey this sort of sense of dislocation, and I'm fine with that, but I want there to be a reason that the setting isn't secure. I also want there to be a significant underlying theme or themes, and I want to feel like the author has successfully grappled with that. I also, I ask myself, does it seem like the author succeeded in, whatever their intentions were with this book? As far as I can tell, what did the author's intentions seem to be, and did they succeed? That'll get 4 or 5 stars from me. Also, I would recommend these books without hesitation. Of course, sometimes, a book isn't suitable for the purposes of every reader who's asking for suggestions, but as long as that fits, 4 and 5 star books are books that I would recommend. 5 stars, what have they got that a 4 star doesn't have? These are books that I would happily reread. So I recognize the layers of meaning. I want to read them again and find out more and discover. There are very few books that I give 5 stars to that I know I would absolutely not reread. And an example that I can think of is Hana Yanagihara's A Little Life. Once was enough of that one, but I still gave it 5 stars. Another thing about 5 star reads is I feel like they changed me in some way. And that's pretty important. Okay, so 3 star reads. These are books that are okay, they're fine, they're not exceptional, but they're still adequate, and I would recommend them with some reservations. 2 stars, they have many shortcomings, and I'm unlikely to recommend these. If I give it 1 star, I do not recommend. And any book that I do not finish, I don't give any stars to. In Goodreads, I just delete these at the end of the month. I count how many books I don't finish, and then I just delete them off my Goodreads entirely. So there you have it, my version of 5 star ratings, and I would love to hear from you guys about how you feel about that. I'm not getting into explanations about poetry, which I'm always going to reread. When I've got a book of poetry in front of me, each poem I'm likely to read once or twice, and I'll go back through the book again and read more, unless it's really not for me. But that doesn't mean it'll be a 5-star book of poetry. That's just the way, poetry requires more reading, I guess, for me anyway. And the same with picture books, children's picture books. I will read them more than once, not necessarily giving them a 5-star rating. There's a lot more to do with how the text and the pictures work together. And yeah, this criteria that I've given you for 4 or 5 stars, I'm mostly explaining how I do it for fiction, nonfiction, short stories, that kind of thing. And really in general about other types of literature. All right? Okay, I think that's all I've got to say on it for now, but I would love to engage with you in the comments, so please say something. And thanks for watching.